Welcome back to Good Morning Quad Cities at 11. You know, we are live in Kewanee, and when you think about Kewanee, a lot of things that people think about, Cerno's. So we're going to send it over to News 8 Shelby Kluver as she takes a look at that historic bar and restaurant. Hey, Shelby.
Hey David, I've got the fun job today. I get to be the one that's at the bar all morning long. But we're here on the north side of town at Cerno's Bar, and I'm joined now by co-owners. We have John Cernovich and Brian Crabtree. Guys, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, so when people think of Cerno's, there's a lot of history behind this bar, right?
There is.
Why don't you tell people about the records that this bar holds?
Okay. Well, records, I don't know if that's true anymore, but Cerno's, the bar itself, is 50 foot long, which makes it one of the oldest, longest bars in the state of Illinois, maybe state of Iowa, maybe Wisconsin, maybe all those old wise tales. But anyway, it is a very old bar brought to Kewanee by Pabst Brewing Company in 1898. And it's been here ever since. We've kind of done a few remodels throughout the years, but for the most part, everything is still original. We're trying to keep it as nostalgic as we can, so it's fun.
Yeah, when you walk into this bar, it's like you're almost stepping back in time, right?
Yes.
Can you talk about when this bar was actually built?
Yeah, so the bar was actually built in like 1895 by Pabst Brewing Company. Like I said, at the time they built 3 of them bars for the Chicago's World's Fair. And then back in like 1898-ish, a guy by the name of John Brady, him and his father, brought the bar to Kewanee and had it brought in and had the rest of it furnished, the booths and all the chairs and all that was furnished too. So.
And we were talking, when you look down this bar, you can still see all of the little antique things that point out how old it is. Do you have a favorite part of this bar?
I think my favorite part is all the etched lion's heads throughout it. I think there's 7, and the cherubs on each end. I think that's really cool to see all the etched woods and the artwork that was put into them years ago.
It's also cool to see something like that surviving in a bar. To see it
Right.
last
To
all these
survive
years.
for over 120 some years is unheard of.
That's so
great.
cool. That's so cool. So talk to us about what you guys have done, because you've done a lot of remodeling here as well, right?
Yeah, what we're standing in is the original part, and then probably 7 or 8 years ago we put in a brand new kitchen, and then we also bought the rest of the block and we added a second dining room, and we also have 2 private dining rooms that are for parties, and then we actually just recently finished a bar that services those 2 dining rooms.
Because you guys have owned this bar for about 20 years now, right?
It's our 23rd year, yes.
How have you seen Cerno's grow over the years?
Oh man, it's growing by leaps and bounds every year. We've tried to follow trends and what the town needs and wants, and tried to continually offer a good product at a decent price and good service and good quality of food. And that's what we try to strive for every year, and so far I think we're succeeding pretty good.
Because when you think of Kewanee, it really is almost like the heart of the town, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying earlier, Goods Furniture has always been like, oh, you're going to Kewanee, oh, that's the home of goods. But now I think Cerno's has made its mark, and it's kind of now people are saying, oh, that's the home of Cerno's. So hopefully we're leaving a staple in Kewanee, so a destination for all to come.
So we were talking earlier about all the cool things when you walk into this bar that you can see, whether it's the original wallpaper from London or the etchings on the actual wood. Is there a little piece of history that you love to point out to people, or is your favorite to point out?
One of my favorites was probably the wallpaper, but if not, it'd be the little buzzards. There's little buzzards above the booths and above some of the tables that have like some far-fetched stories and some also true stories. I mean, some say it was to summon people upstairs, and others say it was just to summon your waitress to what table needed service. So it kind of has a wide story of what's true and what's not, but leaves it to the imagination.
How about you, John? You have a favorite?
I don't know, he took what actually I was going to say, but
Yeah.
the dumbwaiter, actually, I don't know if you can see it, but right next to us is an old dumbwaiter that way back in the day when women weren't allowed in the bars, they would send drinks up, they would have dances upstairs, and they would send the drinks through the dumbwaiter to the second level, and it's still working today.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we're about wrapping up here, but we can't be in a PBR bar without also drinking some PBR as well. So I believe you have some ready for us, right?
That's right.
We can send it back to David with a cheers, just to make him jealous.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys, so much. David will send it back to you.
Well, I am definitely jealous. Make sure you save me one of those. Just a sip. You know what I'm saying?